Yo, what's up guys, 1437 here again. Today I got a pretty sick video for you guys. If you want to win games really quickly and you want to be able to carry games on your own, I have found the perfect hero in this current patch. It has had a lot of success in Immortal bracket, about 57% win rate, which is absurd, especially in the Immortal bracket. Now, after watching this video, if you learn how to play this hero, I guarantee you're gonna have a lot of success in your matchmaking. Maybe you might lose a game here or there first trying to adjust to it, but after a while you're gonna be able to solo carry games, and hopefully you are so farmed the opponent will just give up by 20 minutes. Alright guys, today we got a very interesting carry hero. Not something that you normally see, but because of the new patch, some buffs that were recently made, and the fact that Zoo has fallen out of favor as it got nerfed, there have been surgences of other carries that have been more viable. And one of them is actually Magnus. I've been following this hero quite a bit recently. I TZ played it a lot on stream as a carry, but the original player who was playing it as a carry was actually Moo. And he's really figured out how to utilize this hero very well, and everybody else is starting to play it the same way he is. Magnus currently has about a 56% win rate, or even higher than that, I think, in Immortal bracket. And now if you can play it the same way as these guys are playing it, you can pretty much solo carry games super easily, because he just farms faster than everybody else in the game. So started this game, he's got 6 tangles, healing salve, mango. Doesn't really need too many stats because he's got a lot of damage for the lane. When you empower yourself, you have Quelling Blade, you're doing about like 90 damage a hit on creep, so it's really hard for your opponent to try and contest you. And you're super tanky. As long as you have more sustain, everything's gonna be a-okay. So here, early laning stage, he's just trying to focus on getting denies and last hits. This Mars, even with a Quelling Blade, has less damage than Mag when he empowers himself. And it's just so difficult for any offlaners to come to your lane and try and contest you. So for the main part, in the first levels, you're just trying to focus on your farm, try to get your levels up, because the quicker you get higher levels and empowered, the quicker you can go into the jungle, and that's where the magic is gonna happen with this hero. But in the first laning stage already, it's so difficult for your opponent to try and contest your damage output and try to out-deny you. Plus, you're naturally a strength hero, you know, you got good regen, high health. These are heroes who are typically able to fight up against safe laners without a problem in the offlane, so no problem for the safe lane for Mag at least. And you can just see it, he's got pretty much complete free farm in this lane, even though there's a Mars and a Wind Ranger. If you're like an AM or a PA or something, this lane would be a complete disaster for you, because these two guys would just keep on hitting you, punishing you for being this super weak agility carry. But because this is a Mag who's got like 90 base damage or something on creeps, is just insane. So level 2, you don't really need to level anything up. If somebody goes out of position in the lane, you can see here Moo is not actually leveling anything. If someone goes out of position, he will skewer them into the tower. If not, he can just skill the Shockwave to maybe secure a range creep if he can't actually get to it. And in these kind of lanes, you can just let your support try and pull the camp as much as you can, just so you can get XP on your Mag, because that's, again, the most important thing. Here you're just going to get the level 2 empower. Actually, he doesn't skill it up, so I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe he's holding it for the Shockwave Skewer combo back into the tower, but ideally, I think in this situation, you just skill up empower. You don't even care. You get that 18% bonus damage, and one of the reasons why this spell is so good for Mag and why he's the carry is because it gives you 2 times the bonus on the empower. So you will get 36% on the level 2 empower, and there it is. That's why he wanted to save his skill point, because he wanted to get that Shockwave and Skewer combo. So if you Shockwave someone, they get pulled into the Shockwave and they come right in front of you, and then you can instantly Skewer backwards and pull somebody back. And that's one of the very easy combos from Magnus in the laning stage if he needs it. And Moo believes that he doesn't even need the level 2 empower to get all the last hits in the lane anyway. You see here he's like 20 last hits, 4 minutes in. They try to contest them. Can't really do too much against this massive amount of damage. So early game, Bracer boots really good. You get some extra HP regen. You got 8 damage coming out from the Bracer as well. Skewer just walks in and right clicks. And because he got so much damage on this hero, people really underestimate your powers in the lane. And if somebody actually tries to trade with you, you are always going to be able to out-trade them. And now he's got that level 2 in power, almost got that level 3 in power. He's just using Shockwave to pull the creeps into the lane so he can also farm some more here. And now he's level 5. He's got that level 3 in power now. So freaking strong at this point. And the early mango also helps him have some extra mana if he needs to empower himself again. So here he's getting 50% bonus base damage and 60% cleave. It's just 6 minutes into the game. This is insane how much damage he has. He's got 120 damage, a right click, and if he wants to, he can already go straight into the jungle at this point. So there's 3 heroes bottom, and he realizes that, okay, this is not a lane that he wants to be in anymore. Walks straight into the jungle. 3 people, not something that you want to contest with as a mag, because it's going to slow down your farm. And this hero's biggest strength is that you're going to be able to farm faster than everybody else in the game, get some key early game items that allow you to fight, and then just take that advantage and just keep running at your opponent. So here he's got power treads. That's also going to give him some more base damage. He stacks the camp here. You know, level 3 power, just starts farming up. Level 6, doesn't even matter if he gets the polarity or not. It's actually just irrelevant. At this point, what matters is the empower. That he has enough mana for it. So his allies are actually pushing in the top lane here with a catapult. So he actually decides to TP up here and notices that, oh hey, I can apply some pressure. I can help my allies push this tower, because it's just 2 of them. Maybe this tower would live. It would just kill everything up, but 3 of them, the boy just leaves, the same way how the mag had to leave bottom, but the mag was able to kill the catapult bottom first before he left. So top lane, there's a catapult here. The Brewmaster just leaves because he sees an opportunity elsewhere, and now the mag is just gonna able to push the creep wave out, put some pressure here, forces the Mars to TP top, and because of that, he just runs straight to the camp. He's like, okay, I've done enough, you know. You don't want to be fighting up against heroes at this point in the game when you got that high level of empower. You just want to focus on your farm, because you can just out farm everybody. He even bullies that Faceless Void while contesting that stack over there. It just does so much damage at this point. He's got 166 damage. This is insane. So after the power treads, you just go for the Oblivion Staff and the Ogre Axe, which will make into a Echo Saber for you. He actually has enough mana with the reverse polarity, so he tries to go into the mid lane, sees an opportunity while fight's happening. So here he could have chosen to either go and kill this ancient camp or actually run mid while there's a fight. He actually decided to actively go to the mid lane where his teammates and the opponents is kind of equal, and try to utilize this high damage that he has at the moment to maybe secure a kill. And with reverse polarity, this is a 2.75 second stun, and you're dealing about 160 damage a hit. So if anybody's like half health, they're surely just going to die to a combo like that. And he also got the gap close with the Skewer, which is also very nice. So here he just shoves the mid lane, and looks like he's just going to go back into the triangle, farm up here again. This is where you're going to get the most amount of farm. So as a Magnus, it's just like any other carry hero. If you can farm in this area constantly, you're going to be getting an insane amount of farm, but also being pressuring the opponent's safe lane. But as a Magnus, you can actually farm much quicker than any other carry, because you're getting to that point where you got enough damage to be able to kill Ancients and such really quickly. So you do want to tell your supports to try and stack Ancients if possible. Here you got this Grandma here stacking Ancients for the Magnus, and he just, you know, covered top, make sure he got the bounty rune secured for his team. Top tower is also very low, utilizes his high HP, high damage early game to actually go for the tower. Here he finds a Mars, just casually scores them back, and the Mars tries to TP out, but you know, Brax is here with his Brewmaster. They're going to cancel that. They're going to get a free kill and a free tower, just like that. So I'm going to go net worth here. He's at 4.8k, you know, higher than everybody else, but this is the time where his farm is going to pick up once he actually starts killing some Ancients. So although this hero can farm extremely quickly, you don't want to waste a lot of his early game timings where he's so strong, because there's no point to farm if you have a chance to apply pressure. If you have a chance to apply pressure, you apply pressure first, and then you go back to farming. So Magnus, you know, in previous times, he was like an off laner, a mid hero. The way that this Magnus played, you could also play like a mid, because it's more like a carry Magnus. You want to utilize these early game timings with your HP and high damage to be able to apply pressure if the opponent is also playing aggressively, because it's much easier for you to get to them and fight with them, right? But if they start playing defensively, that's the time where you want to spend some time farming up, getting your next items, and then utilizing that early game timing with your mid-game items to kill your opponent or maybe even start running at them. But here there's an Earth Spray here just playing around the mid. And he just RPs, gets the kill, and he's happy with that, right? He's utilized his ultimate, big ultimate, got a kill for his team, release some pressure from his team, and now he can just freely go back into the jungle and just start farming. So he just farms these neutral camps, gets a bunch of gold, gets the illusion rune here. He's got 200 damage already. 12 minutes in, this mag has freaking 200 damage when he just empowers himself. And you don't really have to empower your allies if they don't need it. It costs a lot of mana, especially the level 4 empower, it's 90, and you kind of need to spend most of the mana just empowering yourself and playing camp. So now he goes to the Ancients, farms that up. He's got an Echo Saber also coming out on the courier already, and he's just doing his typical carry farming pattern up in this area here. Pushes the lane out, farms a big camp, goes back to the Ancients, stacks it up himself, farms that. Now he's got Blink. So I'm gonna pause the game right here. 14 minutes in, he has 7,000 net worth, Blink Dagger, and an Echo Saber. The only other hero who's able to farm as fast as this Magnus is probably Alchemist, but Alchemist is not as strong as Magnus, that's for sure, and has a much weaker early game. And the other one is Sven, and Sven is also much weaker early game. Right? Sven is not able to just run around the map and have this long 2.75 second stun that goes through BKB and able to give damage to his teammates as well. Sven needs to spend a lot of time farming up early. Where Magnus, you see he's had a lot of impact around the map. He killed top tower, he was able to pressure mid a little bit, and then he focused on his farm. Now he's got a Blink, he's got an Echo Saber, and he's just 202. He just has an insane amount of last hits while also applying pressure to the opponent. And this Void, this is the enemy carry, he's just level 9, right? Here he just baits in the Void a little bit, gets the RP, but it's just not enough damage. His teammates were not able to come in and help him secure that kill. And because he's got the Blink at the Echo, this is a big timing for the mag. He just goes towards the tower and tries to maybe open up the map some more here. We're gonna fast forward a little bit. Now that his RP is on cooldown, goes back to farming again. Pushes this out. So what we've been seeing a lot with Mag is because you can actually disassemble the Echo Saber, you will disassemble this Echo Saber, go for an Orchid, which allows you to have another disable for your team. A really solid silence early game. At this point, no one on Dire is going to have like a BKB or something, especially the carry, so it's a really good way to counter the opponent carry. And then with the Ogre Club that you get from disassembling Echo Saber, you build into a BKB. BKB is an absolute core on Magnus, or else you're just going to get kited like crazy in the team fights. The Echo Saber is not that important for this hero because you just have so much damage, you can just kill them even without that double click. So here, baits out his team, blinks in, nice RP onto 3 heroes. There's no other carry who's able to do this. Maybe Faceless Void can get a big team fight presence like that as a carry, but Faceless Void doesn't have 80% cleave and 64% base damage increase on a hero that that would just allow him to farm so quickly. So you see, this is like the prime example of the capabilities of Magnus. He didn't even do a whole lot apart from farming up his big items and just being at the right place at the right time when his teammates were trying to take flashes. So here he farms top out, he sees a hero middle, TP's in, he knows he's the strongest hero on this map, so utilizing his high net worth and just continuing to run at the opponent and just jamming his net worth into their face is essentially what he's doing right here. So here he's got 330 damage, 18 minutes in. Orchid's up the Faceless Void, kills him, and there's nothing they can do. There's actually nothing they can do. They were only up like 2k gold, I think, before the blink, or even 1k gold, and now they're up 8k gold. After the blink, you know, he gets some kills, he farms an Orchid really quickly, has a silence for his allies, and he's just up in the mid area. Now he's gonna be in the opponent triangle area, taking away farm from the opponent's Faceless Void. This Faceless Void is only at 6k net worth. He's got half the net worth of the carry of Radiant team. And it's not like this Void's a bad player. This is a rank 71 player. He just can't do anything in this game. Playing up against his Magnus, who's got an Orchid and farms faster than he does. So here it sees another Earth Spit, TP's there, Orc gets up, Blink scores him back into his tower, gets another kill, and now he's got a BKB. So this is the big timing for Magnus, where he's got a BKB. Every time he RPs, even 2 heroes, nobody else is going to be able to stop him, right? The only thing they can stop him with is like a chrono, but they're going to chrono like the Mag who RP'd his allies, and his allies are going to be the chrono. That's not going to happen, right? So once you get BKB, you really become unstoppable, and you want to utilize this quick timing of items and just keep running at your opponent. You don't want to chill, sit back and keep on farming at this point. You want to keep on killing heroes who leave something like this, right? If they get past these tier 2 towers, you want to try and get them killed off. But if they actually play behind this, you don't have Aegis yet, you can just continue to farm. You can just get to your next item and it's going to be perfect. He's going for a Bloodthorn this game. It's great because it gives attack speed, has a Hyperstone buildup, which is really nice. So you get 90 attack speed, 30 damage, you got all that mana regen, which Magnus actually needs because all his spells cost a lot of mana, and you're constantly empowering. And at this point, you can actually really empower other heroes too in your lineup. Even this Brewmaster has like 200 damage a hit with that empower too. So they do Roshan, TP bottom, find a Void, Orchid him up, kill him off, and they just keep on running at them. There's nothing Dire can do at this point, and they've already built up into a 16,000 goldie. So I'm just gonna pause here. Now, if you play Magnus in your pubs, if people don't trust you that you're gonna carry a game of Magnus, just play it as a mid, right? You don't have to play this way only as a carry, you can play this way as a mid too. Now, as a mid, you're just focused on getting creeps and denies against your opponent, and then you're just going to be farming, let's say, this camp here, and just try to farm all these camps, the big camps and the media camps, until you're about like level 8, because farming Ancients before level 8 is a little bit hard. You might take a little too much damage and you're not going to be too happy about that, right? But you can farm like these 3 camps before another wave comes towards the mid lane. That's how quick Magnus can actually farm once he's level 7. So you can go the same build as a mid laner. You just go Treads, you go Echo Saber so you can farm a bit faster, you get some mana regen, then you go Blink, then you disassemble your Echo Saber for the Orchid, then you use the Ogre Club for the BKB, and after this point you can just build up like an Assault Cuirass, which is really nice. You can go Satanic with some status resistance, which is also really nice, or you can even go back for the Silver Edge, so you can build up another Echo Saber and go for the Silver Edge if you feel like the opponent is having a lot of vision of you, and you need to be able to get invisible and blink into them, or after the Shadow Blade or Silver Edge or something. Or maybe you're playing as a Spectre and you need Silver Edge for the break, right? So this is also a really good item. So this item, AC, great items, right after you get the BKB and the Bloodthorn. If you do it correctly in most of the games, you can win by like 20 minutes. Because the opponent is going to be completely out-farmed, and they're just going to give up when they see how many items you have in the game. That's the power of the carry Magnus, or mid Magnus. Abyssal is also very good. Abyssal, I would say you probably buy a bit later. Normally, the reverse polarity should be enough for you to just win a fight with it. But Abyssal is actually a very good item too. Yeah, that is true. If you like our content, please do like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to watch us stream, we're on Twitch 6 days a week. The links are in the description below. If you would like coaching, I also got a link down there that you can check on the calendar. Next month, we're going to be getting some more dates once I know when I'm going to be casting, so I can, work around that. But yeah, thank you so much for the recent support, guys. I really appreciate everything. If you got any comments on some games you would like me to watch in the future, or maybe some professional games you would like me to highlight and break down for y'all, please do leave some, something in the comment. Thank you.